And then when she has that buttoned.
At 7, I will start. Yeah. Oh, come on. Okay.
All right, so Hattie, once it says that the message pops up that we're live on Facebook, you can begin to greet the participants.
Okay. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, Grand Rising. Come on in, come on in. Grab a seat on the cloud. Come on in, come on in. Grand Rising, brothers and sisters. It's awesome to have you here this morning. Good morning, good morning. Come on in, get settled. Take a deep breath. Let's just relax. Get some water. Get some water so that we can share. Get the body's temple flowing, right, this morning. Come on in. Bring your energy. Bring your love. Bring your openness. Bring your spirit. Thank you so very much for being with us this morning. Come on in, right? We're getting ready to have an awesome discussion around our health and wellness. Really, we're going to be having a discussion around what I tend to believe the wool that's being pulled over our heads, and most importantly, how we must respond. So brothers and sisters, come in. Thank you so very much for getting up this morning, right? Getting up, being fired up and ready to go. At 7 o'clock in the morning, that just shows that you are people who are determined and you want more out of life. And you're willing to stand up for what you want. So thank you. So come on in. Let's have some fun this morning. Get your water. Bring your heart, right? Bring an open heart this morning. And let's have a lovely discussion around how to take back control over our health, right? So come on in and let's just get ready. Let's get ready. I know it's early, but I'm gonna ask some questions, right? And in this community, we love to talk and share our thoughts. And you couldn't ask for more because that's how we learn, right? Through dialogue. So thank you so very much for being in this space, coming in here early this morning to get what you need for you. So I applaud each and every one of you for being here this morning. This is Hattie McCutcheon. I'm a holistic wellness practitioner of natural medicine. I'm a holistic wellness coach and nutritionalist. But more importantly, I am really a health warrior. I'm a health warrior. My goal is to help our community, one family at a time around the world, heal. Put ourselves in the best position to heal. And that's our role. Nobody else's. It's our role. So come on in this morning and let's see what I have for you. This is Hattie McCutcheon, holistic wellness practitioner, health warrior. And we're getting ready to start. Yay!
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing. We're dealing. We're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching. We're moving. Together, together, we're learning. Discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading. Connecting. Transforming. Together, together.
Hattie, unmute.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm just talking to on mute. Barbara, I just saw you step into the space. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for being in the space this morning. This is Hattie McCutcheon. I am a holistic wellness coach, nutritionalist, but more importantly, I'm a health warrior. I've gone to school for the purpose of finding out why we get sick, why we die, and then to figure out how to change that around. And what I'm realizing is that too many of us are leaving the planet prematurely and so unnecessarily. So today we're going to be having a discussion around our health. Why? Because it's one of the biggest topics on everybody's minds. Why? Because we're wearing a mask all day, right? Our babies are being asked to wear them in classes. We're even being asked to wear them in our homes, which is one of the most toxic areas anywhere because of all the supplies we use to clean our home, which are mostly toxic and poisonous, and they just hover in the air. And then when you're wearing a mask, you make it even more difficult. Because the mask, what does the mask do for real is God gave us a body to inhale. Absolute awesome oxygen, right? So that we can help our body to breathe. But then we exhale all of the waste that the body no longer needs. And the mask holds in that waste. And we're taking in that waste, which is why the oxygen levels of our people are decreasing, which is so many of our seniors are falling out, having fractures, whole 9 yards. My point is this: there's a lot of drama in the world right now. There's a lot of fear that we're being asked to live in, which is creating massive amounts of stress, which kills. So it was really important for me to step in today just to begin to talk about it's not so much the mask, but it's what's behind the mask. And what's behind the mask is what the Creator gave us all. It's a powerful immune system, which 24/7, for the last millions of years, it has been fighting for us to keep us safe. Our bodies are constantly fighting against cancers, bacteria, viruses, whatever impacts it. But at a certain point, and it will always do that, but it also requires at a certain point that we give it what it needs, right? Just like when you drive your car, at a certain point you put gas in it, right? You're all fueled up, right? You got your transmission fluid up in there, you got your oil up in there, and it's just ready to go to rock and roll, whatever you wanted to do. But at some point, you got to stop and gas up again, right? The same thing is true with our immune systems. My center believes very strongly that healing is easy, and it is. Give the body what it needs, and the body's gonna hang tough for the long haul. Doesn't matter if you're in your hundreds, your 200s. Giving the body what it needs, it will serve you. It will always serve you. So let's talk about what the body needs, right? Because if we know what the body needs and we give the body what it needs, right? No more fear, right? There's no reason to live in fear when you know that your body temple is all that and then some. I have no fear. I'm around people all the time. And I have no fear because I know my immune system is strong. And all of us can live the same way. No fear, no stress, no pains, no aches, no drama. Just by doing the simple things to rebuild our immune systems. So, Tiffany, I just wanted to know, do people trust Big Pharma? How many people trust Big Pharma? Could you, I just love for brothers and sisters, just to let me know where you are. Who am I talking to, for example? You know, yesterday I got barraged with a bunch of text messages advertising the free COVID test. Oh my God, free COVID tests. You can get 2 or 4 of them sent right to your door. And that may sound good to some people, but it didn't sound good to me. And I began to explain, just because it's free, don't mean it's good. We know that, even as kids. Our parents would tell us, if somebody's trying to give you some free candy, don't take it because it's probably poisonous. I was always scared, no, don't give me no candy, although I wanted it.
Yes. Yes, Hattie. So to your question, do you trust Big Pharma? We have Z, no, capital N-O, followed by several exclamation points. Brandon says, I trust them as far as I can throw them. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that I too was bombarded with those text messages, those notifications about the tests coming through the post office and everything like that. And most people in most of the groups, because they came in several different group chats, and I won't lie, I shared them with my family who are very pro-vaccine and everything like that. In one group, somebody said something to the effect about, oh, it's going to be their way of tracking us. And so, yeah, there are some people who graciously accepted the information and ordered their tests and exams. And there were some people like, thanks, but no thanks. So yeah, there's a mixed blend there of people who trust Big Pharma and what's coming to us for air quotes free.
Yeah, you know, and I wonder, and I think there's a part of it that trust, but we, you know, my question is this. You get the test. Most of those tests are false positives, but yet it helps their narrative that people are getting the quote disease. But you get the test, and then what? To me, that's the most important thing. You get the test, and then they tell you to go home and quarantine. But they don't tell you what to do if you have COVID. Like, for example, do all the, increase your liquids, right? Your ginger, your lemon, take your minerals, right? They don't tell you anything to do to combat it. So why take the freaking test? That's number one. But do you need a test to tell you that you're freaking sick? And if you're doing the things that you need to do, you ain't got to worry about getting COVID. And that should be the most important thing. Why wait to get cancer, didn't want to do something about it? How about if we do the things to build our immune systems so we don't get cancer, so we don't get COVID? Because it's all the same thing. That's what's so awesome about healing. That's why it's easy, because it's all the same things. So that's what I wanted to step into and talk about. But do we trust Big Pharma? they have over 200, I think it's 220,000 drugs in America right now. Let me see if I can find my phone. Tiffany, I think that's number 2 slide. But there's a massive figure, yeah, where they have 20,000 different drugs on the market. 20,000 different drugs on the market. And how many of them heal anything? Anybody want to take a guess? There's 20,000 prescriptions poured into the bodies of the population, and only one of them, only one heals. And that's antibiotic, right? Thank heavens for them. But that's the only one. Yet the leading cause of death remains heart disease. And one of the biggest drugs that they sell, the largest drug that they sell are the statin drugs, causes more heart attacks than the law allows. It's supposed to stop heart attacks, but it causes heart attacks. So the drug that they give you to quote, fight heart attacks, which is the #1 reason why most people die on the planet, that's the drug they give you and it causes heart attacks. So is Big Pharma looking out for you? Are they creating drugs to eliminate heart disease? The second drug, the second highest rate of death is cancer. And one of the biggest amounts of money that is spent is on cancer drugs. Yet cancer continues to rise every freaking year. It doesn't solve the problem. The thing that has changed this year is COVID. It's the 3rd leading cause of death. 855,000 deaths since the pandemic started a couple of years ago. That's less than 1% of the population. But in the mail, you get coupons for $50, $100 to come get a COVID test. You get a massive campaign, as we were just beginning to talk about, with free COVID tests. Come get it in the mail. You ain't got to do nothing. We just bring it right onto your door. Less than 1% are impacted by COVID, whereas a larger 2%, twice as much of that is heart disease. But nobody is sending you to go do anything about your heart disease. So my question becomes for me, just as an ordinary intelligent human being, if the American population is being more impacted by heart disease and cancer, why are we not on a campaign to help people do something about that? And we know COVID, the people who die from COVID are the people that have heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. And these are the drugs that's on the market is supposed to eliminate that, but that's not what they do. So that's why, brothers and sisters, my question today is, what are we going to do? All of the drugs in America is designed to harm you, not help you. 20,000 drugs on the market by Big Pharma, and none of them is designed to help you, but to hurt you. So we have a vaccination out right now. And every 3 months, you got to keep going back to get a booster. And nobody knows the effects of it all. But yet we're being asked to give it to our babies who are dying as a result of them. Not just our babies, but people are dying after getting the shot. But the shot does not protect you. The CDC tells you that too, but for some reason we don't hear that though, because that's not what the media wants you to hear. The shot simply alerts your immune system. And this is important. It alerts your immune system, right? that there's something coming to the virus. But if you have a weakened immune system, you cannot respond to it. And as a result, people succumb to it, which is why so many people are dying. But in retrospect, there's twice as many people dying from heart disease as opposed to COVID. But yet we are being locked down, right? You can't leave your house, you can't go to work, you can't go to school, which is increasing the level of stress, increasing the level of suicides, just increasing sickness of our population. So brothers and sisters, my question became, we just gotta put a stop to it. Let's stop. Let's halt and let's rethink what's really going on. Because if we simply do the same thing that our grandmothers did when we got sick back in the day, we wouldn't have to keep worrying about COVID or the Omicron or the Delta, or in a couple months, what's going to be the next variant? And then 3 months later, what's going to be the next variant? Because we see that the vaccinations are creating one variant, it just keeps mutating, one right after the other. So Tiffany, is anything coming up in the chat? I see people is talking. I don't want to overstep because, this is important.
Yes, there are some comments coming up in the chat. So take you all the way up to the beginning. So Louise says, absolutely don't trust Big Pharma, and I'm an RN.
Uh-oh. Listen to her.
Z was surprised, but not surprised that with all the medication on the market, there was only one that was actually a cure. Adam says, whenever these big pharma companies come up with the drugs, there are always side effects that come along with taking the drugs.
Yeah.
And then Z asks, only 20,000, that number seems low. That's it. I shared, Adam says, and then she says, absolutely, Adam, giving you 50 new things to take more drugs for. I shared that my husband personally believes that Big Pharma does not create cures because it would then put him out of business.
Exactly.
All right.
So, and we're not unintelligent human beings. So when you consider all the tests that have historically been done on us.
Okay, and then we have one more comment here. This is from Charmaine, who says, I'm on the other side of this conversation. I had COVID and I had a very difficult time. I'm glad I had got the vaccine. So, and then I'll also add to that, Charmaine, COVID's been in my house since right before December 18th, to be exact. And my husband, whose father was an herbalist, made this immune booster. I call it a concoction. And it was basically ginger, garlic, honey, and 2 or 3 other things. And we were giving this to the kids every morning, a shot of it, and then my youngest daughter did get COVID. I will let you know that outside of a cough, she really had a mild case. And she also, from her testing positive that she had COVID to her testing negative, was 7 days. And she had only started her vaccine process. So I don't have any MDs after my name, but I will say that I believe her taking the immune booster definitely helped in her being able to ward off and have a severe case of COVID, and the fact that she already had a healthy immune system, so I'm thankful for those things there.
Yeah, I think and that's important. I run a holistic wellness center. I do not give vaccinations. And I don't tell my clients not to take it because that's a personal thing. The main thing I want to do is to help people recognize that if you are taking care of your immune system, you would never have to worry about taking a vaccine. And we don't know what's going to happen next. Like, like I said, everything months, you got to keep going back to get a booster. We don't know what that's doing to the immune system. But what we do know is every time we take a drug of any sort, it has a negative impact. People are not dying from the jab for no reason. There's something happening in different, and some people say, well, that's what happens. Some people got to go. But if you that one that's got to go, it just don't feel that good. But I just want to, Tiffany, would you put up the next slide for me? I just want to give people an idea, because this I know works. And if you want to protect your immune system, it's called the Immune FX for me. Yeah, the Immune Health Pack. At my center, every one of my clients do this first, because this is exactly what Tiffany was talking about. That her husband's father, I think she says, the herbalist, created for them at home. It's full of vitamin C. Now, we know vitamin C is the most important vitamin, right? And then it's zinc. Zinc is critical in the temple because it helps to modulate the cells for them to do their work. So, and then it has mushrooms in it. Mushrooms has been, reishi mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, cordyceps mushrooms, all kinds of mushrooms in this product, which is only designed to build and strengthen the immune system. It has the garlic, it has the cayenne pepper, everything that we need and want, plus is in this particular product. Plus it has what's called a killer biotic, which takes a serum from killer bees that's designed to fight any virus. I don't care what it is, any virus or bacteria that could be in your gut, it is designed to get rid of it. And then you have the bottle with Z Radical, which is all seaweed from some of the most pristine waters in the world. And it has been touted on the government's national health website for its ability to fight cancer, diabetes, increase circulation, increase oxygenation in the temple. It's absolutely phenomenal. And right now it's like a $97 bundle for both of these products, but it takes the worry and the fear just to keep you safe, especially those who don't want to take the jab. We got to do something to keep our bodies safe, because a lot of people are getting this new art, the Oricon. A lot of my friends have gotten it. I mean, they got on the other side of it within about 3 or 4 days, but it's not a good thing, right? Some of them really got sick, like Charmaine was saying, really got sick and it don't feel good. So we all have to protect our temples. That's really the main thing I'm stepping in to say. We all have to protect our temples. Give our immune system what it needs, allow it to be strong so that it will indeed protect us so we don't have to get sick. That's the key. It's not preparing ourselves not to get sick. Don't get sick and then have to, get on the other side, if at all possible. Tiffany, what's going on in the chat, sis?
Okay, so just to do a time check-in, it's 7:27, and then there are some additional comments that came in. So I'll let you know that Brandon says, I caught it back in November, doing sea moss, zinc, vitamin C, meditation, energy healing, burdock root, acai tea, elderberry, oil of oregano, and my symptoms lasted for 6 to 12 hours.
Healing is easy. Go ahead, sis. I apologize.
Adam shared that he is assured that Bill Gates and these other wealthy folks are not taking this vaccine. And then coming in from Facebook, we have Kaisha, who shared, currently I am taking prescribed hydrocortisone and facial wash for dry skin patches on my face. Yes, I'm drinking lots of water but hydropigmentation spots still show up on my face. I am also taking a drug to keep me awake because due to another condition I have called chronic fatigue. It keeps me awake when I remember to take it, LOL. All right. So that's what we have going on in the chat here.
Awesome, awesome. So, and the only other thing that I would recommend that people could take is colloidal silver, because it too is designed to kill all kinds of viruses. I take it every morning and every night. So I would just recommend that if people have any questions, on my website, there is a health evaluation that you can go up and take and come and do a consultation with me. And we'll talk about where you are deficient, what your body needs, so that you know exactly what to give it. But the immune pack that I talked about literally has everything in it, which is what I'm so proud about it, because it will definitely help to protect us. And we have to protect ourselves. The other part of it is there are certain things that we just need to do to be healthy, right? Tiffany, I think I gave you the tips to be healthy, number 4.
I got you.
And the most important thing is when you get up in the morning, just gotta drink some water. The lack of water is the precursor for every disease. Something so simple, but not drinking water causes everything. That's the number one thing. So first thing in the morning, put your feet on the floor, drink some water, have it right next to the bed. The other thing is you gotta take your minerals. Minerals and vitamins are key, because that's the food of the temple. You can't bypass that. And then you got to put good food in your body. All this processed stuff is killing us. So let's stop doing it. That's why people have diabetes. That's why people have heart disease, is because of the toxic foods that we are consuming. We control that, right? So we want to eat the best organic fruits and vegetables, but nothing processed. We want to exercise. It don't have to be no big deal, right? I'm not saying go do no marathon. Go get a little teeny rebound and just bounce and let that thing increase your circulation in the temple. So there's just a few things that the body needs from us, but at the heart of it, we have to take minerals and vitamins, because that's the food. That's the food of the temple. And we got to get some rest. Most of us don't sleep, but rest is when the body is healing itself. And there are organic, natural ways to help us do that too. But when you start taking mineral supplementation, it will organize, rebalance your body's temple, and sleep will just become a natural outgrowth of that. And so I just want to encourage brothers and sisters to please, we need a warrior in every household. We need a warrior, a health warrior in every household. Tiffany, thank you for talking about your father-in-law. We need people like him in our households. And that's what we're creating in our center, our health warriors. So join us, because that's the key to saving our babies. Because believe me, having them be taking jabs and boosters, we don't have a clue how that's going to impact their lives, but we do know historically, it's not a good thing. So Tiffany, I think we're at our hour, and I just wanted to be respectful of people's times.
Yes, Hattie. So it is 7:32. We're inviting the community to raise hands, ask questions, bring your voices into the space. Are you a health warrior? Do you have a health warrior in your household? What's coming up for you in Hattie's session? Is anything resonating? Yes, we have a couple of hands up now. Adam and then Brandon. Come on in the space, Adam.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, One Nation. Hey, Hattie. I just want to say that I'm happy that we're having this conversation. What's coming up for me is that these big pharma companies are the biggest manipulators out there. They're here to, sell a product and to make money. And every time that I see these commercials where they provide these drugs on TV, they always talk about the side effects. But a lot of us don't pay attention to the side effects, which are very harmful. And this is the very same system that promotes fast food, that promotes sodas and all that unhealthy stuff that we consume by listening to it on the radio or on TV. So I just want to say that I'm just happy that I'm not, falling asleep into those advertisements, and I'm able to, take supplements and to, take the things that are beneficial for my body every day. For me, I take soursop bitters and sea moss bitters and all those things to help with my immune system each and every day. And ever since I took those supplements, I felt great within my body. I had no problems for myself. And of course, I drink water and exercise. But the key that make me, pretty strong and well is those supplements. And I want to thank you, Hattie, for sharing this this information. And I'm complete.
Ashe, my brother, Ashe.
Okay, come on in, Brandon.
Good morning, Hattie and Water family. Thank you for this conversation. Part of what I do in terms of like holistic healing from an energetic perspective is I look at what are some of like the mental, psychological, or emotional conditions or causes behind some of our conditions. So Hattie, I was just wondering if you could speak to that as well from your perspective, how we can incorporate talking about some of the psychological or emotional causes behind some conditions.
Ashe. The body is holistic, right? And a lot of times we live in a society that teaches you that your mental health has nothing to do with your physical health, but it's all freaking connected. And a lot of trauma that we carry in our bodies, we know emotionally 60%, 70% of all dis-ease, imbalance in the temple is emotional. It's emotional traumas that we have held on to that's lodged into our temples that we just won't release. That has become especially true when people get cancer. The part of their journey is to figure out what it is they're holding on to, what anger, what trauma they're holding on to. And once they begin to release it, cancer goes away. So the other side of it is, having the body strong enough to even go through all that. Like Dr. Amen, who I work with, who's works with people with trauma. It could be anything, like if you fall off your bicycle as a kid, it impacts your brain, but we don't really tend to know it, right? Or babies that have HGAD, and a lot of them are on, more than 50% of our children are on drugs. And that's a nutritional deficiency. Okay, yeah, they could be a little hyper, but damn, kids are supposed to be. But even still, a lot of it has to do with their blood sugar levels being off the chart. That's based on what we're feeding them. But nutritionally, we can take minerals to calm all that down. They don't have to be on these toxic drugs, which jacks up their minds mentally. So, so we have to talk about these things. We have to learn to release and let go, for real, right?
All right, and we have one more hand raised. Abimbola.
Yes, peace and blessings.
Peace.
So I appreciate what you're saying, and my saying is damn if you do and damn if you don't, because so many people have underlying conditions. I'm one of them. And so I deal holistically, but I want to arm myself as much as possible because I want to stay alive. So to say, oh no, I'm not going to be vaccinated and leave myself open, that's playing Russian roulette. It's great if everyone is doing what they're supposed to do and being consistent with it. You can say yes. Now, I give you a perfect example. I'm 76 years old, soon to be 77. I do have underlying conditions. I deal with foods and herbs. I work in an office where there's 4 of us, and 3 out of 4 people got COVID. I'm the only one that didn't get COVID. But I deal with my herbs and my food, but I also was vaccinated. So I feel that I'm gonna keep my armor on and I'm gonna do whatever I can to stay alive. So I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm gonna do whatever, because I have 2 grandsons, 9 and 11, that I want to live for. So like I said, damn if you do and damn if you don't. I didn't want to leave myself open, so I'm doing whatever. I'm doing everything. And I'm complete. Thank you.
And thank you, sis. No, thank you. Because this message is not about don't do. That's a personal choice. And that's really important to me, that people make personal choices around their health. And because you are so concerned about your health, I would also ask that just as you took the vaccination because you thought it was helpful, it was part of your armor, then let's do some other things that can eliminate these underlying conditions.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
The people who are passing from COVID are those over 60 years of age. The majority, brothers and sisters who've already been retired in nursing homes, whose bodies have been wrecked by eating the toxic food in America. And then we on medications that rip you of more life because they're not helping you. They just keep you hanging on, but you don't have to live with it. That's the key thing here. When we strengthen our immune system, we can be ex-diabetics within a month, right? When we strengthen our immune system, high blood pressure goes away like nothing. We live in a world where pharmaceuticals give us all kinds of drugs, but all we need is some freaking nutrition. Now, if you get shot, you get stabbed, you fall down the street and break your leg, yes, they got you, but they don't know how to heal. Matter of fact, doctors can't even talk about healing. It's illegal in their Bible because that's not what they're designed to do. But you are awesome. See, I believe like this. When you get 50 and 60, that's when our lives just freaking begin. Because we done learned a whole bunch of stuff. Now we gotta give back. We ain't got time to be done. Which means it's even more important for us to take care of our temples. Release the diabetes, release the kidney disease, release the high blood pressure, release the autoimmune. But you can't do it with pharmaceuticals. You can only do it with minerals, vitamins, decent foods in our temples. That's easy. It's easy. So that's what I would ask you to do, sis. Whatever decisions you make that one too. And I'm complete.
Thank you.
Yes, babe doll.
Hey, Hattie, we have one more hand raised before you close out. Tracy Ann.
Hi, Tracy. You're coming in a little garbled.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now you're clear.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
You keep
No
going back
problem.
and forth, but let's see. Come on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, come on, Tracy.
Hello? I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I'm a dialysis technician. I've been doing this for 15 years. And I also believe in holistic medicine. I respect that. And I also respect Western medicine. And I feel that, and I'm not a professional in the sense that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, and I'm not an herbalist or a holistic doctor. But just in my life experience, I feel that people concentrate on I feel like God has, if you believe in God, God has created all of the minerals that we use. God has created all of the elements on the periodic table. And when you understand how medicine is made and synthesized and created, I do agree with you when you say that a lot of Western doctors may not be trained directly on preventative care. They're more so aftercare. And I think preventative care is important. But what happens sometimes is people are already diagnosed with, say, diabetes or end-stage renal disease, and then they start taking natural medicines expecting for a cure to occur, and yet they're not changing their diet. So I feel like when you're talking about like herbs and things of that nature, that is more so connected to when you have a natural diet, when you're eating on a more basic level. But once you start to eat like sugars, processed foods, carbs, things that are processed unnaturally, and then you expect natural medicine to help you in those situations, I feel like natural medicine more so goes hand in hand with the way you intake nutrition as well. And I think that it's a balance. If you're going to, say, eat some processed foods and still make sure you eat vegetables and greens and things that are not processed in a certain type of way. And even you don't have to be a vegan or a vegetarian, people still ingest things like bone broth or grass-fed meats. I think that more so ties in hand with what you're saying. And I respect, I really appreciate you saying that everything is on a personal level. But I think that people need to also be cognizant that if you're eating bad, you can't expect natural herbs to help you on a certain level, that you need to tie it in like what you were saying. So I just wanted to piggyback that. And I have a lot of patients that they have this hatred, or I should say disdain for the doctor when the doctor is saying, listen, your blood pressure is high, you have to take your high blood pressure medication. And they're like, oh, I can eat garlic and I can do this. And I'm like, yeah, you can do those things, but that has to also tie, you can't eat the candy yams out the can either and be eating fried chicken and think that garlic can assist you with the high blood pressure. Like, you have to also tie your nutritional value in. And at this point, you're already on dialysis. You've passed that point. You know what I mean? Where you can, so you need to also have respect for what this Western doctor is saying, because he practices Western medicine. And if you want to go to a herbalist, don't expect a Western medicine doctor to be preaching what a herbalist is preaching. They've been trained in two different ways. So I just wanted to say that everyone needs to take into consideration what they're eating as well. And I'm complete. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Tracy. And that was phenomenal. That was phenomenal. And on my website, which is HattieM.com, which is real easy, my first name, HATTIEM.com, there's a good food, bad food list. And what you eat is critical. You're right. You can't, my saying is, you can't out-supplement a bad diet. Fried foods, we talked about this the last time I was here. That's why I didn't really go over it that much today, but we always need to reiterate, fried foods, gluten, processed meats, burnt meats, all that stuff creates massive inflammation in the body. It's not that it don't taste good, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It simply has to do with it causes fires inside our bodies. You know what a fire does, right? Well, that's what inflammation is in your body. And the more you do it, the more inflammation is created. The more inflammation that gets created, your body can't freaking breathe. That's why your organs begin to start falling, because they can't breathe. They can't get no nutrients. That's what the foods are doing in our temples. That's why when we want to heal, we got to stop putting in the toxicity, right? Giving our body a chance to breathe, to put the fires out, right? And taking the minerals and vitamins is key, because that's the fuel that your cells function with. It's like, for example, a diabetic. The sugar molecules are supposed to be let into the cell. But the cell only opens up for the sugar molecule if it has certain minerals. When you get depleted in those minerals, the cell don't open. So the blood is circling around in your bloodstream. Every disease is tied to a mineral deficiency. That's just fact. And there's 60 minerals that we need in our bodies. Any one mineral that you don't have is going to cause the body to break. Calcium, simple, right? When you're deficient, there's over 100 diseases you could get from being calcium deficient. Now, which of the 60 don't you have? That's a question. Because most of us don't have them. That's why mineral supplementation is so key. That's how you fortify your temple. That's how you get rid of all these cravings for all this junk food. When you start feeding your body the minerals, you won't crave it. When you start feeding the body the minerals, you will start losing weight. When you start feeding the body the minerals, you won't be freaking tired. That's your fuel that helps your cell, which is all we are, trillions of cells. And when they're functioning optimally, you feel like a freaking giant. When the last time you woke up and said, I feel like a freaking giant? That's what I do in the morning. But that's what all of us need to do, because why? God gave us the ability to do it. We're just running out of steam. So my whole thing is now, let's put the steam back in, starting with the minerals. And that's what we specialize as our center. It's making sure that we have all the minerals that we need to thrive, not just survive, but to thrive. So Tracy Ann, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to me because you need to be one of our health warriors. You need to be a health warrior. So seriously, call me. I'm complete. Where you want to go, Tiff? Oh.
All right, I'm sharing your special offer. I'm not sure if you can see it on the
Yes,
screen.
I can. So what I want to say is, on my website, which is hattiem.com, there's a wealth of information, including a video, audio that's called Dead Doctors Don't Lie, that just really goes over this healing piece. Go and listen to it. At the bottom of the website, there's a health evaluation. There's about 100 questions, but it allows me to get a real in-depth look at you. I'm offering that for all of you to go take it, totally for free. But 2 of you will get a 1-hour consultation with me after you take it. The other everyone else will get a 15-minute, 20-minute free consultation. But the 1-hour consultation really allows us to go over what came out of the evaluation, what is showing that you're deficient in, what we can do around your diet, because that's an integral part of it, just like Tracy Ann began to explain, and just talk about your lifestyle and just give you a plan of action to begin to move in the right direction. We are responsible for taking care of our health. We are responsible for taking care of our health. Doctors can't help you heal. And a lot of them are leaving their profession because they become doctors because they want to heal. But they look up and none of their patients are healed. Doctors are dying from the same thing you're going to them for. Does that make sense? If they knew how to heal themselves, do you think they would be dying from cancer? Do you think they would be having heart attacks? No. But it's not their fault they don't know. The medical industry is controlled by Big Pharma. They pay for these medical institutions, which means they make sure that they don't learn nothing about natural medicine. They don't know nothing about nutrition. It's not part of their training. Ask your doctor how much nutrition he would have that he got taught. He may tell you 30 minutes. But that's not their wheelhouse. Just like you go to If you break your arm, you go to orthopedic, or you want to fix your back, you go to a chiropractor. There's reasons why you go to different doctors. You go to your doctor when you need some surgery. Like if you got shot or somebody stabbed, you need somebody to do some emergency work, because it was born on the battlefield of World War I and II. So they know how to do that kind of stuff. But they don't know how to help you heal or prevent you from getting sick. That's not their wheelhouse. That's why you come to me or someone like me. That's our warehouse. I don't know nothing about surgery, so don't come to me for that. But if you got an issue, that's when you come to me, so we can figure out how to get on the other side. But so on my website, there's a health evaluation. Please go take it. Just go take it for your own personal self, so you know what your body is deficient in, because it'll tell you that this is what you need. And you can still call me for a consultation. But 2 people will get a free evaluation and 1-hour consultation. You just got to text me the word "I'm in" to my number, 773-704-6651. That's the best way to reach me, is to text me, 773-704-6651. And we'll work some magic. Healing is easy. And that's what we have to do. Because your life is not the one on the line, but your legacy is. Your babies are. Sterilization is increasing among the human population because of what they're putting in the food. We have to take ownership of our lives, brothers and sisters, not relying on drugs, because that has proved not to serve us. So you can reach out to me. Again, my number is 773-704-6651. My website, please go. Just some great information, good food, bad foods. What are the minerals that we need? There's 60 of them. What are they? Health. I'm sorry, it's Hattie, HATTIEM.com. HattieM.com is my website. Just go in and enjoy it. It's a lot of great information, videos up there that you will find extremely valuable. And reach out to me and become a health warrior.
Thank you, Hattie. I'll take over from here. Sip your water, relax a moment. So join us tomorrow, Thursday, January the 20th, for Seeking the Seed of Success. This will be facilitated by Mr. Andrew Morrison. So please join us tomorrow, January 20th. This is going to be a 90-minute session and one not to miss.
Mm-hmm.
Here at the Woo Nation, we want to welcome all new members. So if this is your first session, please drop it in the chat. We want to welcome you to a community where we come to learn, elevate, and ascend. Thank you for joining us, and please come back tomorrow. This is the Wake Up Everybody schedule. We're live on Zoom and Facebook 5 days a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30. If you'd like a notification when it's time to join us on one of these platforms, please text the word Woo Nation to 74121. Have you shopped our swag shop yet? Please shop us at bit.ly/Woo Swag. There's new merch available, the Woo Journal, the tote bag, the laptop sleeve, and of course our t-shirts, sweatshirts, water bottles, coffee mugs, and face masks. So please shop us and rep your community. They make excellent gifts as well.
Mm.
We are still currently working on the Woo Anthology. Please see the list below. If you go onto bit.ly/Woo title, you can vote for one of the titles that are listed here, as well as possibly drop one of your own. So please do that soon. We'll be moving into the next phase of the anthology. And of course, we can't do that until we know what we're going to be calling it. Thank you, everyone. Here's how you stay in touch with us. Register at bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. You can follow us on Facebook. There are 2 places you can find us. The first is our private page, which is bit.ly/Woo community, or our public page, which is bit.ly/Woo Nation. Find us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And you can always email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. We're always looking for more facilitators, admins. Drop your questions and let us know what you think. At this time, I invite everybody who's in the space to come off of mute and rain love and abundance on Miss Hattie for her knowledge today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Hattie, for the
Miss
great
Hattie. Thank you for the
presentation
beautiful
on our health.
session.
Thank you, Miss Hattie.
Thank
That
you,
was
thank
great.
you.
That was great.
Hattie.
Thank you,
so much.
Hattie. That was
much.
amazing.
We need
God
to
bless
hear
you.
about this.
God
Instead
bless
of
you.
just
Support
focusing
everybody.
on the
Stay creative,
vaccine like
stay
a cure,
powerful,
and it's
stay
not.
innovative.
Our health, our nutrition, what we eat, our emotional health, so important. Thank you so much for this, Herb. Why am I the only one talking?
Because you were dropping jewels yourself, Louise. Thank you.
That was great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
I
Hattie.
love you.
Thank you, Mentor Hattie.
I love y'all.
Thank you, Ms.
Love you, love you.
Love you.
Thank you. Stimulating